Let's get into it.
Stepping on my bit. I'm gonna cut that out.
Yeah, it's the only way to stop you. It's just to take it away from
To
you.
preempt. I guess I could be okay with that. All right. I'll let it stand.
We talk about Twitter. Oh, sorry. We talk about X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, and we reminisce on all the good times that we had on the internet in the early days.
You know, this still annoys me so much because I go to Google News to see like, hey, what's the latest news on X? And I can't just type X into the search bar. I have to type Twitter into the search bar. That was such a stupid fucking boneheaded move to do this. This guy is such a clown.
He had to use that domain he was squatting on for something.
Insane. You know?
It's like Brexit. It was the most dumb thing that anybody could ever have done, and eventually it'll get reversed, but it's going to take a while.
Stupid. At any rate, fun time shitting on Twitter today. Let's get into it.
Jesus Christ.
And we both did it. I like that we could do it more than once. John, you want a shot at it?
I don't. No, don't. Just get on with the episode.
I think you submitted this, John.
I literally don't remember submitting it. I guess X didn't pay severance to like everyone they laid off, and they're now facing 2,200 cases plus a bunch of big fees. It's sorry.
It's a story from Mother Johners.
Yeah. Me. Yeah. And I am.
Thanks for pointing that out, Peter.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think it's quite witty, quite funny. Little play on words there. You know?
Mother
John. Yeah.
Okay. It's past your bedtime. Moving on. I hate the story because it's like obviously he didn't pay anyone out.
And this is going back to like the first round of people when he just basically walked into Twitter with a sink for some reason and said, everybody's fired, get out. And then things started breaking.
It was like he thought he was witty because it's like, let that sink in. Like, which is so dumb.
This is when everybody.
Such a dumb joke.
God, it's so hard to even remember our mindset at that time. Like he kind of had backed into it. He threatened to buy them, then wanted to back out, then was forced to do it. Then, I mean, since then, Jesus.
Took it to court.
Clown show.
Took it to court, lost, had to shell out $44 billion using, I believe, Tesla shares as leverage. And I mean, it's all in the stinker. So to sum this up, I think it's important that we pay it, like we bring this to light and we talk about it. We don't like talking about it, but we do talk about it a lot. Twitter and Elon, it's like he is pushing the line of what's okay or not okay all the time. Right?
He's the Trump of the corporate world.
He is the Trump of the private sector. And that's a dangerous thing to do because companies copy companies. And a lot of companies who are fans of CEOs and company owners who are fans of Elon see him snipping 90% of his workforce and saying, see, I told you Twitter can run without anyone. We don't need 4,000 people. We need 400 people. And Twitter's up today. Twitter also breaks every other week.
Yeah.
In terms of stability, it is in the shitter. Like features, shitter. It's not doing well.
It's terrible. I tried to find a tweet from Elon Musk because this is kind of a follow-on to the decision he made when he first bought the company. This is now just a consequence that's coming due. But in Yahoo News this week is a story about how Twitter may only be worth $4 billion according to Elon Musk. And it all goes back to this tweet. It's a little too big there. How do we shrink that up a little bit? There we go. So this is from September 4th, so just a couple days ago, about how he's suing the Anti-Defamation League for libel, or defamation, I guess, more specifically, because he thinks their attacks about him for being anti-Semitic have cost him value of the company, which he estimates to be at least 10% of the value destruction of the company, or $4 billion, which means that he thinks the total value destruction of the company is in the range of $40 billion on a company that he paid $44 billion for. So by his math, the company's now worth $4 billion.
Less than 10% of the value destruction. So this
is really interesting.
Oh, I see.
He's saying the ADL is responsible for 10% of the total value destruction.
Right.
So
and so the
$4 billion
of the value destruction is the 90% of value destruction is equal to 36 billion.
Yeah,
totaling 100%, which is 40 billion. So yeah, that's about right. I don't use Twitter anymore. I used to. It's a real shame, when something you love just dies or doesn't even die, but carries on as some sort of zombie form. Yeah. I mean, it happens. I guess it happens quite frequently throughout our lives, but it's like a trusted friend who you find out is a pathological liar.
Yeah.
You feel betrayed and finding it hard to trust anybody else. It's an abusive relationship kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't use any social media platforms anymore, really. Yeah. I'm on them, but I don't really regularly check them anymore.
I like Reddit because I guess is the term. I'm still browsing Reddit a lot, but I don't, and that's because Reddit allowed me to take all my interests and tailor my front page to it.
Yeah.
So it was all IT, it was all security, it was all networking, it was coding and hacking and some video game stuff and some movie stuff. And I would participate in things that I was like, oh, I can have input on this. And I catch myself. It's like my old self is trying to still enjoy it. Like I'll start typing something as a response. And I'll be like, I don't want to contribute to you guys. Control A, delete.
Yeah.
And I've done this 100 times now, where at the last second I stop and take everything back. I don't want to give you more content after everything you've done. You have tainted my use of Reddit.
Even just using it, that's the same way I feel about Twitter. Is I feel like by being an active user of Twitter, I'm plumping those numbers up a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like a hypocrite because I hate it so much. The way that what he's done to the company is so devoid of any kind of any community benefit, any benefit to the world. It's just like a narcissist pet project, which is not something I want to be part of. And even though there's still, you
can finish, Peter.
Sorry. There's still a semblance of some interesting content there, and there's some cool people posting. I just feel like a hypocrite for using it every time I use it.
Yeah.
Same with Reddit.
I'm on the board of a nonprofit, and we're putting together our social media strategy. And we were talking about Twitter, and I said, I don't think we should be on Twitter. I think it reflects poorly on us. We don't want to be associated with Twitter, which is not, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I would have said, I don't think it benefits us. I don't think our target demographic is actually using Twitter. So maybe not put the effort there. Now I think it would be actively detrimental. But I've never thought of, I do still use Reddit. I've never thought of Reddit as social media though.
I mean, it
community platforms.
Yeah, it is a social media because they want it to be. It's not what it was envisioned in the beginning. In the beginning, it was meant to be the place you go. That's what it was meant to be. It was meant to be your landing pad that you can stay on. And it was meant to be the forum of all forums, right? Even old Reddit, the whole style is forum style with threads. And I loved that. And now it just has,
Sorry.
No, go on.
The thing that kind of gets me about all of this is that it seems to I don't know, there seems to be no alternatives. Way back in the day, there were IRC channels, and there were PHPBB forums and crappy little forums, and that was kind of where you had to go and search them out, and you had to go and learn how the etiquette or the netiquette, and that was cool. And then these bigger platforms came along, and they were good as well, like Reddit and Twitter and I don't know, even MySpace to some extent. I never really got into MySpace, but those kind of like platforms where you could connect with other people and chat to them and have some feedback and good conversation. And then just lately, it seems like all the places that used to be cool are not cool, but useful, productive, and cool. Yeah, to some extent, just kind of fun. There's no alternatives. There's Threads and Blue Sky and whatever TikTok's one is to TikTok, I suppose. But it doesn't. The thing is that these other ones took like years, decades to get to that point where they became a really trusted source of community, and they're gone. And there's nothing that's had a chance to build itself up to that level again. Maybe Threads is going to be the next thing, but it will be another 5 years before we know whether that's true or not. And I just feel like I say, with an abusive relationship, I don't want to risk getting hurt again. Like, it sounds really crappy, but it's kind of true. And it sucks because now I load my browser. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do now. So
yeah, same. It's like I go to Twitter and I'm like, I go to Reddit and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna go to YouTube.
YouTube comments. That's where it's at. Like, join our community down below. Subscribe to our channel. We're desperate for subscribers. Come and join us on Discord. Discord is actually one area that I think, even though I'm not a huge fan of Discord, we talked about it in an episode the other week about how
the ethics of the company is kind of, they decrypt shit and then re-encrypt shit in the air. Like, I'm not a huge fan, but it is the best alternative. It's the best option.
And it feels like back in the day, like IRC servers and channels where you have a group of little people who kind of chat every now and again and stick around, not because they have anything, to gain from it, just because they like hanging out and having a chat about rubbish. It's fun. So do enjoy our little Discord server.
Yeah, Discord's awesome.
We just need more subscribers to build our own community of not so critical updaters who can march forth and create some value on the internet again. Yeah, nonsense in the world. That's what we need. More nonsense, more frivolous activities that we can come back to again and again.